Hello and good afternoon. You're now with me, Lorenzo Isaac, for the English News at 5. Let's begin with our top stories. The bodies of 46 dead migrants were discovered inside a tractor trailer on Monday, June 27, in San Antonio, Texas. The city's fire department said it is one of the most deadly recent incidents of human smuggling along the U.S.-Mexico border.
The truck was found next to railroad tracks in a remote area on the city's southern outskirts, and a San Antonio Fire Department official said they found stacks of bodies and no signs of water in the truck. Meanwhile, 16 other people found inside the trailer were transported to hospitals for heat stroke and exhaustion, including 4 minors, but no children were among the dead.
Approximately 6 this evening, San Antonio Fire Department responded to 9600 Quintana Road for a report of a dead person. Engine 52 arrived and found the trailer, as Chief McManus mentioned, with a body outside and several that they could visibly see inside once the doors were opened. At this time, we have processed approximately 46 bodies that have been triaged and tagged and declared deceased at this time. Fortunately, we were able to transport 16 people. 12 of those are adults and 4 pediatric. All of them were conscious at the time upon transportation. The patients that we saw were hot to the touch. They were suffering from heat stroke, heat exhaustion, no signs of water in the vehicle. It was a refrigerated tractor trailer, but there was no visible working AC unit on that.
Temperatures in San Antonio, which is about 250 kilometers from the Mexican borders, swelled to a high of 39.4 degrees Celsius on Monday with high humidity. The city's police chief, William McManus, said a person who works in a nearby building heard a cry for help and came out to investigate.
So the first call came in at about 10 minutes to 6 this afternoon. A worker who works in one of the buildings up here behind me, heard a cry for help, came out to investigate, found a trailer with the doors partially open, opened them up to take a look, and found a number of deceased individuals inside. So we have 3 people in custody. We don't know if they are absolutely connected to this or not. This investigation has been turned over to HSI. It is now a federal investigation.
In July 2017, 10 migrants died after being transported in a tractor trailer that was discovered by San Antonio police in a Walmart parking lot.
10 people were killed and 251 others injured on Monday, June 28, in a chemical gas leak from a container at Jordan's Aqaba port. Jordan's Minister of State for Media Affairs, Faisal Shpool, said medical teams have been sent to Aqaba to treat the injured in large numbers.
Meanwhile, the director of the Aqaba Health Department, Jamal Obeidat, urged local residents to stay indoors, away from the toxic gas spreading through the city. Officials said the tank was filled with 25 tons of chlorine gas set to be exported to Djibouti. As such, Jordanian Prime Minister had formed an investigation team into the incident. The team, headed by Interior Minister Mazen Faraya, will take all necessary measures.
Kuching will be formally inducted into the 14th UNESCO Creative Cities Network (UCCN) in Santos, Brazil. As such, the annual conference marks the city's first attendance since its designation to UCCN in November 2021 as a creative city of gastronomy.
Santos, which has a rich film legacy dating back to the 1900s, has been named the Creative City of Film. The conference is taking place from July 18 to 22nd. Theme Creativity, Path to Equality is the first in post-pandemic. Kuching South City Council Mayor Dr. Wee Hong Seng said a conference provides excellent opportunities for networking with other cities. Meanwhile, UCC and Kuching will be holding a forum on July 13 to engage with the city's stakeholders to get feedback before the delegation departs. For further details, the public is advised to visit the link shown.
National professional boxer Adli Hafiz Muhammad Fauzi, said also known as the Golden Boy, is confident that he will win the quadrennial Commonwealth Game competition 2022 in the boxing category. The games will be held in Birmingham, England on 29 July till 7 August.
Adli, who holds a clean record of 9 wins from 9 career bouts, including 5 knockouts, said that he would do his best in the ring and draw on strategies and experience he gleaned from his previous fights and trainings.
Untuk this year, achievement saya untuk dapatkan World Championship, saya dah dapat on April, so next target would be Commonwealth Games. So I will be continue my journey, which is I'm going to train in Los Angeles this upcoming December. Training with Manny Pacquiao coach in Wildcat Gyms, Los Angeles, California. So that after that I will challenge, I will try to slot in fight in US, become the first Malaysian fight in US coming soon, inshallah.
Adli added that they had plans to organize the fight around the capital and were deciding between several locations, including Axiata Arena, Kuala Lumpur World Trade Center, and Genting Highlands. He also shared his mission and vision of participating in the Asian Games and the Olympics, besides his dream of opening a boxing academy to promote the sport in the country. On May 2nd this year, Adli Hafiz just recently won the Universal Boxing Organization World Middleweight Champion, defeating former Pan-Asian Boxing Association ruler Therawat Yohan Ningo from Thailand.
Welcome back. Streetwear will always be tied into a culture of overconsumption and fast fashion, as it allows consumers to purchase new, affordable clothes in high street stores on a day-to-day basis. Evidence has shown that fast fashion has a significant environmental impact, as this makes clothing disposable with a short lifespan. While consumers have a very low awareness of the impact of their purchases on the clothing industry, the economy, and the environment. Therefore, local fashion designers are taking on a mission to have sustainable streetwear while generating revenue.
Collab Store Director Richard San said the company recruitment comprised of young designers that are creating garments driven by important messages around fair labor and sustainable fashion.
Sustainability is a very big issue, especially in West Malaysia, because there's so much more fast fashion retailers than here. So in Collab Store, as a representative of 20 local brands, I often encourage them to inter-exchange. In other words, for example, if they have got excess fabrics, they can recycle with somebody else or so on, or they can be very transparent with their business model, because sustainability is also about business practice, and also sharing of resources. I think that's very important. So basically, I want them to do two things. One, being very transparent. The other one is zero waste.
He said, in fashion, a key part of reducing carbon footprint is the awareness of consumption practices. by illustrating examples that most business models can follow to cut costs and hire local talents.
Okay, one big action we have done is we use recycled material for our paper bag and packaging. Second, we don't have any sort of a lot of advertisements below the line sort of thing, like brochures, flyers, and all that. We encourage them to scan so they're able to read and all that. So we're able to cut all that. Secondly, we definitely has reduced the carbon footprint because all our garments and manufacturing are all done locally. You see, so instead of doing overseas where you're shipping and all that other air pollution and all that, so this is, my contribution as reducing carbon footprint lah.
Meanwhile, business executive manager and co-founder of fashion brand Building Elliot, Kimberly Lee, seconded the idea.
When we import from overseas, we're actually paying a lot of duty fees. So it's actually not very sustainable cost-wise. Yeah, so working locally, we actually provide more job employments for more people. And also we cannot monitor whether they are using labor wise properly or not, because overseas they are actually child laborers. We couldn't monitor whether they are doing things ethically, but in Malaysia we could just drive over to their factory, source with them, discuss with them, sit down with them and design everything together. In terms of the material, we actually managed to work with the factories and all to come up with a fabric that is actually competitive, is actually comfortable to wear, and actually people don't really see the difference in terms of whether it's from overseas or from here.
Kimberly added the global streetwear industry is set for a complete recovery in 2022. However, noting that most consumers have a preconceived notion that there will be a price hike in apparel. She added that sustainable streetwear products has its advantage to defy inflation.
I could only give an estimate. From our own experience from Elliot, we actually cut down a lot of costs, and we managed to almost break even because we also have to build back our revenue due to COVID, right? I would say it's almost to like usually last time, before sourcing things locally and sustainably, we can do like 15%, but now we could go up to 20-25%. Yeah, yes. Which in fast fashion, in streetwear is actually quite good.
For designer Gaius Gilbert, sustainable fashion means inclusive body size and diversity.
What we have been learning like over the past, I guess since we start the brand, we always want to create something that's gonna, something that is accepting of all people, like whether they're plus size or no size, any shade of color. These are the real people that I hang out with. These are the people that I actually enjoy my dinner with, right? So I want to make something that is like for them, something that I think that would look nice on them like as well. So that's kind of like the vision that I would like to have, because I want them to celebrate fashion as much as I do.
Collapse Store of Shops at Four Seasons Place, KL, presented No Boundaries, a streetwear fashion show on Monday, June 27th at Zinc Restaurant and Bar. The fashion show featured the latest collection by three of Collapse Store's designer, Outdwell, Furry Macaroni, and Elliot. National boxing champion Adli Golden Boy Hafiz made a special appearance as a model in the fashion show.
See the world closer with TVS as we bring you the latest news updates both locally and internationally. Just a click away by heading onto our official website at www.tvstv.my or follow us on our social media platform. That's all the time we have for English News at 5. I'm Lorenzo Isaac. Thank you for watching.